we're going to make chocolate chip bagels. I'm going to start giving you the recipe because I actually made my bagel dough in a bread maker on the dough cycle, but you can certainly make it by hand if you want. You will need 1 1/8 cups of water, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of baking cocoa, 3 1/3 cups of bread flour, 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast, and 3 cups of either chocolate chips or the mini chocolate chips. I went ahead and actually used the mini chocolate chips that are real small, but that's up to you which ones you want to use. But anyway, here is the actual dough that came out of my bread machine on the dough cycle. What I like to do is actually, we'll just show you to cut a piece of the dough, and I like to weigh it. I usually make my bagels about 3½ ounces. They do come out quite large. It'll be up to you how big that you want to make them. So you do need a scale. It's a little bit too much, so I want to re-weigh it. There we go, 3½ ounces. And all you have to do is take your piece of dough, and what I like to do is I like to bring it all and pinch it together so one end is a rounded end of the ball, and then just keep pulling it all together where you kind of end up with just like a little knob in the center, as you can see it. And then I push that into the center with my index finger, and with my thumb and index finger on my other hand, I just push a hole through it to make it an opening. And then I actually just keep twisting the dough as if what I'm doing is turning it inside out and moving it with my hands to form the bagel. So it looks like this. Now what you'll do after you cut them, weigh them, and form them, you're going to put them on a greased sheet, which I've used solid vegetable shortening, and you'll actually put them on your tray, cover them with plastic wrap that you spray with an oil spray, or you could put a towel or both over it till the bagels double in size. Now I want to show you what they look like once they do double. And here you go. These bagels have doubled. Now they take usually about 1 hour to 1.5 hours to double, depending on the temperature of your kitchen. But again, I want to show you what one looks like just formed, and then how they double in size within that hour or 1.5 hours. The next thing that you're going to do is that you're going to need a pot of boiling water, which I have on the stove right now. I'm going to get rid of this dough for the moment. Now, once your bagels have risen, then with your boiling water with a slotted spoon, you're going to take your bagels face side down and put them into the water. Now you don't want to overcrowd them. I usually can get about 4 bagels in my pot. And you're going to time it for 30 seconds up to a minute. Now if they're larger, I tend to boil them actually a minute on each side, but due to the video we want to move it along, so we're just going to do it 30 seconds. After the timer goes off, then of course we'll use the slotted spoon, flip them over, and do them for 30 seconds or up to a minute. Now, what else you're going to do is that once these get flipped on both sides, we're going to need a rack to actually drain them, to dry up a little bit. They don't have to really cool. There's our 30 seconds. Now I'm just going to flip them on the other side with my spoon and put my timer back on for 30 seconds. And as I was saying, you want to be able to put those wet bagels on that rack till they don't have to cool again, but they do have to dry. You want the water out of them. Now once that they do come out of there, I'm going to have another greased sheet. I'm just going to place this on the side. And there we have it. We'll just give them a few more seconds to boil because they are quite large. Now if you don't want to put the chocolate chips in them, you don't have to. These really taste delicious with or without the chips. Then when the time's up, just take your spoon again and then put them on your tray for them to drain, so they become dry. And we'll get rid of that pot and shut the stove off. Now for the video, they're not quite dry yet, but what we're going to do is we're going to put this one on the greased tray, and then with egg wash, or if you don't want to use eggs, you could use just the white of the egg. Beat it in a bowl and then just brush with your pastry brush your egg wash. And then you're going to put them in the oven and bake them at 400, anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes till they come a golden brown. But remember that you must, after shaping the bagels, you must let them double in size before you go through the boiling method and then of course the final baking method. I went ahead and have some to show you, and this is how they turn out. They're a really beautiful chocolate brown. There you have it, chocolate chip bagels. An easy recipe. These really taste fantastic, and I hope you like this one. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.